Welcome to the next page of the notes. We've got another great problem here. This one is very similar to the last one, where it turns out the expression I've given you is actually a giant fraction. So we're going to get to practice a little bit more dealing with everything in the numerator and then dealing with everything in the denominator. We're also going to get a little bit more practice with exponents, which is fantastic. The more practice we get, the better. But before we get into that, first we're going to need to do our substitution. I tell you what each of the variables is equal to. Let's go ahead and plug all that stuff in. So here's what I've got. I have j, which is going to be a minus 1 raised to the second power. That's going to be minus 3, multiplied by h, which is a 4, and it is squared, multiplied by k, which is a negative, which is a 1/2, or a 0.5. In the bottom, fix my 0. In the denominator, we have a j cubed. Well, that's going to be a negative 1 to the third power plus 2. Well, here we go. We get to practice our exponents a little bit more. Remember what we said in the last problem. Anytime you have a negative number raised to an even power, like 2, it's always going to come out to be a positive number. So that's going to be a 1. Then we'll rewrite the problem. Oh, actually here, we have another exponent. We'll need to evaluate that one as well. So I'm going to have a 3 times 16 times 0.5. And in the bottom, we'll then go ahead and take care of my exponent. We said in the last problem, same is true here. Anytime you have a negative number raised to an odd power, in this case the third power, it's always going to come out to be a negative number. So a minus 1 plus 2. Well, the next step in the order of operations is going to be to go ahead and take care of the multiplication. When I do a 3 times 16 times 0.5, I get 24. And a negative 1 plus 2, I get a plus 1. At this point, we can actually go ahead and stop writing the bottom. Hopefully what you remember from Algebra 1 is that any number divided by itself is that number, right? Or any number divided by itself. Crazy. Any number divided by 1 is itself. And that's exactly what I have. I have 1 minus 24, which would of course be a negative 23. But that minus 23 is divided by 1, and any number divided by 1 is itself. So we're going to have minus 23 as our answer. Because our denominator was 1, it doesn't affect the numerator at all. That takes care of the problem on this page of the notes. Head on over to the next page. I'll meet you over there.